too careful, you know?
Curiosity
If I can
kills
get
the cat,
Alexander,
or gets it
you're
sent to
right.
Fort Joy.
You're right about that. Right as rain,
You're
Hilda.
willing to risk Fort Joy for one night?
He gives you his mischievous grin.
I did promise you the experience of a lifetime.
His lip quivers. You expect him to be afraid, but he's not. He's ashamed.
They have me over a barrel. They do. You have to believe me. It's hard enough to earn a crust around here, and me and the young'un, we've been starving.
He contrives to look even more pitiful. But then a grin breaks across his face.
Oh, hell, I can't keep a straight face. You're right, there's no young'un. It's an easy way to make a little extra money. But no harm done, eh? Admit it, you had a good time.
If you got nothing to hide, you got nothing to be scared of.
Yeah? You're good with the
The cook acknowledges you with a small bow, an oddly formal gesture given the surroundings.
Please, sir, you should not be back here. It's not safe. A ghost? Peddle your children's tales elsewhere. I have work to do. Please, I must insist you keep out of my kitchens. It's not safe for you to wander about like this. They can inflict pain all the same. Please, I must insist that you leave. You should speak to Loverick if you want food.
I don't think
They were right about me.
An elf in tattered red robes shifts through pages of handwritten notes spread across the table.
So many suspects. So many potential culprits. I need to narrow down the list. Think, you damn elf, think.
A floorboard creaks beneath your foot. The elf leaps around abruptly.
What? Why do you sneak up on me? Don't you know how dangerous that is, the way things are? Show some sense and hold your tongue. People are on edge as it is, without newcomers looking for trouble. My own Magister comrades are vanishing from right here in Driftwood. Whoever's behind it must be stopped. If you hear anything, come to me. I was removed from their ranks due to my elven blood. I'll continue to serve, though. I won't stand to see my comrades taken by some vile traitor. 3 Magisters vanished so far, all within Driftwood. My comrades believe some tinkerer named Higba is behind it all, but they're wrong. I'm certain of it. He might be a greedy little junk peddler and a sorcerer to boot, but hardly capable of seizing Magisters. They won't listen to me. Not anymore.
The elf nods stoically.
Exactly. I'm convinced that this tavern holds the key. It's full of scum and degenerates. The true culprit could easily hide amongst them. I have to keep investigating. Keep the pressure up. The culprit will make a mistake eventually. If you see anything suspicious, let me know. You do that. Now away with you. What is it? Unless you know something about the disappearances, leave me alone. I need to concentrate. That's no good. What is it? Unless you know something about the disappearances...
The elf shrugs listlessly, his eyes scanning his omnipresent collection of notes.
Plenty of suspects. Plenty of maybes. Precious little progress, though. I'm still convinced that the tavern is key to all this, though.
The elf straightens to his full height, martial and unwavering.
I swore an oath. I won't turn my back on it. Not now, not ever. What? And you think that's an excuse for me to stop trying? I'll never stop. Not until this matter is settled or I'm dead.
You're going on the boat, sorcerer. You can stay there with the dirty
That's no
lizards
good.
and Joe's mum until you're cured.
This must be the place Lohar mentioned. It looks unassuming enough. Fastened tight.
The dwarf is unnaturally still. You might mistake her for a corpse, were it not for a slight twitch of her eyelids. She calmly opens her left eye, then her right.
What do you want?
The dwarf unfolds her arms and shoots to her feet.
All right, human. Right, glad Lohar ain't left us here to wither. Those brutes are taking their sweet time down there. I gotta send word soon. Who knows? Anything that gives away what Mordus has been up to. Probably got all sorts of tricks for covering his tracks, but the goons downstairs should sniff out something. That weird priest's been hanging around Lohar for ages. Now he's vanished. Those half-wits below will know more. Get to it then. But tell the lunkheads that Glenn has sent you before they bash your brains in.
Down the hatch, then.
Ain't no rest for any dwarf.
Maybe if we had a crowbar.
You think a crowbar would open this thing? Huh? You got rocks?
What's this? I found something.
The more luck out of
There we go. The door's opening.
By Duna's dagger. You here to free us or kill us?
The male dwarf expels 2 lungfuls of air and glances happily at his companion.
We've only been fretting here for a few hours, but it's felt like days. That snot-nosed priest's as slippery as a snake in an oil drum.
Ain't found nothing that lets on what Mordus is up to. Only thing we managed were to close that door and get us stuck. And if there's another door out there, never could find it.
Lohar ain't gonna be pleased.
Ain't no telling where that priest has gone to. Started acting all funny not so long ago, then flew the coop. Well, at first, he was just buddying around with Lohar and the rest, you know. But then he'd start looking all sickly and run off for a day or two. Then some stranger tried taking old Lohar down, but got himself caught and tied up. Ain't no coincidence Mordus went hanging around then.
She taps a finger against her forehead.
A woman knows things. Nothing's getting past me. Best we head off then. We've got business to attend to.
Careful. I spotted a
Well,
trap.
this won't do. If I can get stuck, then I can get unstuck.
Lohar will want to know of this.
The shrine depicts Duna, yet has clearly seen better days. Scratches and fissures deface its exterior, and its eyes have been gouged hollow. You run your hands along the exterior until your fingers graze a button. The stone is cold against your palm. If this figure once held power, it has since been depleted. There's no mistaking the sound of stone chafing stone. The entrance to the chamber grinds open, filling your lungs with slightly less stale air.
Better get out there before Maldus makes it all the way past Arx. I asked you for a man, not a note.
He takes the letter from your hands and reads it quickly, face hardening with anger as he reaches the end.
Bloody goddamn spit-sucking weasel! This is bad. Not just for me and mine. Not just for you and yours. This is bad. For everyone. Hell if I know, but it don't sound good. Seems as though Mordus wasn't mine after all. Trouble is, I don't know whose he is. Of course. That's why I haven't heard from the cave. Sabotage. Listen up, I need your help. We all do. Mordus has his hands on something dangerous. Something I was trying to protect us from. Not just my folks. The whole damn realm. Look, me and mine, we move classified cargo. Take it right off Magister ships and put it into the hands of those that will use it rightly. Trouble is, we came across something no one ought to have. Not the Magisters, not my folks, not the gods themselves. I ordered it to be destroyed. I guess Mordus, whoever he's working for, wants it for themselves. That can't happen. Easy enough to say, innit? But between the Voidwoken and the Order, we've got ourselves one hell of an orgy to unscrew. Bound to be a mess, isn't there? My people had an operation up in the caves outside town. Good access to red ships and plenty of privacy, too. Haven't heard from them in a couple of days now. I thought maybe we'd lost the messengers to Voidwoken in the hills, but now I think it's worse than I thought. I bet my lucky left foot Mordus is in the cave. You gotta get to him before he gets his hands on that cargo. Pray to whoever you pray to that it ain't too late. Finally, someone with a little sense around here. Give me your map. I'll show you where we were operating, where I think Mordus will be. I don't want to know what'll happen if he gets what he's after.
you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Don't come over! Not
Nothing
like you're
good.
buying
The
anything.
void woken are everywhere.
If I
Thank
don't
the
come
divine
visit
you're
your
here
town,
to protect us.
who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, of course.
Keeping it together, Bree?
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprit still at large!
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24
Keeping it together, Bree?
insubordination!
I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town.
Keeping it together?
Watch it. Those are source hounds.
Halt! The hound smells sauce on you. Plenty of it, by the sound of them. Haven't got a collar for you. Damn it. I'm sorry, but I can't let you leave. Hounds, at the ready. Fine, fine. Do all the gallivanting you want. But if a hand goes snapping at your heels, I'm looking the other way.
You met me as a lone wolf. But did I ever tell you of my past in the Divine Order? This would be a canny spot for an ambush. Best keep my eyes peeled.
You mentioned you were once part of the Divine Order. What was that like? But what happened? Why did you leave the Order?
Trust me, today's Divine Order has nothing to do with Lucians. Everything started to go downhill during the war, right after my last mission. You know, sacrifices had to be made during the war? Well, Lucian knew he needed to use Death Fog to eliminate the Black Ring. But doing that would kill the elves also. So we came up with a plan.
Let me guess. It failed?
That it did. I was to hurry through the forests with a rift portal for the elves, so they could escape before the Death Fog exploded. But something went wrong. I was too late. The Death Fog exploded just as I arrived, and the elves were...
You tried to save the elves? Why didn't Lucian wait?
Creeping little flies. Go back! Get out of my realm!
Lying in this
Crawling
canyon.
into our business.
Glory is mine. I yield to none.
Hurts, doesn't it?
swear, I should have expected nothing less. They wander across a tragedy, and how do they spend their time? Gawking at the dead like they're nothing more than a sack of cloth and flesh to be looted. Bloody parasite. Wait, can you see me? Elves, teeth. How'd you manage that?
The dwarf's eyes narrow, and he squares his shoulders. His hand seems to instinctively drop to his waist.
That a fact. And here I thought our darling Bishop Alexander was the only one. So God-woken and powerful, eh? Powerful enough to control minds? To force brothers to draw steel against each other?
The dwarf nods grimly. After a long moment, he swallows and starts to speak.
We were doing some work round these parts. Smuggling, stealing, removing the odd witness. You know, bread and butter stuff. We were sitting here, eating, drinking, telling tales. When some of the lads, their eyes turned black as pitch. Next thing I know, my best mate's buried his dagger in my gut. And there's void woken everywhere you look. Them that didn't die were carried off to the cave. Might be I was the lucky one, lying there, bleeding out. Heh, was the day I'd have to cut you just for asking. Don't suppose it makes much of a difference now. The cave was our base, where we wrecked, smuggled and stored the loot. The entrance is through the ruins over yonder, for all the good it'll do you. Might be swarming with void-woken by now. Ain't no one deserves that end. No one should see their brothers coming at them with murder in their eyes.
Persistent little flies. Buzz back to your dung heap.
Whatever is driving them will soon
Stupid
feel the
and
force of my
persistent.
needle.
I'll yield